making sure my back door is always locked at all times.
Teacher Val Young would do almost anything to keep her kindergarten class safe.
Making sure that I could close that blind quickly.
Even as a gun owner, she says a proposed law to arm teachers in North Carolina misses the mark.
But to take it to a level that I have to have something that's very violent around my children is something that we're not going to do.
Middle school teacher Dakisha Payne-Williams and high school teacher Stephanie Wallace agree.
But to protect them, I would lay my life down for them.
Absolutely.
Bottom line for me is I didn't go to school to be a law enforcement person. I went to school to become a teacher, to teach. That's my job.
But Senate Bill 192, or the School Security Act, would create a new job in public schools, a teacher resource officer, an educator trained and paid to carry a firearm on campus in the hope of stopping another disaster.
That in some instances, the only way to stop a person with a gun is with a person with a gun.
Senate Leader Phil Berger says there are ways to make schools safer, and this could be one of them.
Teachers or other school personnel appropriately trained, being allowed to carry a weapon or have a weapon at the school might be a way to deal with some of the incidents that we've seen in other states.
In the past 20 years, there have been 11 school shootings that can be classified as mass shootings involving 4 or more victims. In each of these cases, the shooter has been stopped by law enforcement or turned the gun on himself.
I think the best way to prevent it is that a show of security, not necessarily a force, but when people choose targets, they choose soft targets. They choose targets where I can easily get in and get out.
The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office provides school resource officers for 8 schools, armed deputies who are there in case of an emergency. Sheriff Bobby Kimbrough doesn't deny that armed deputies make schools safer, but he doesn't think arming teachers would.
There's too many hats that you're asking a teacher to wear, and you're going down a very dangerous road.
On average, it takes deputies 3.5 minutes to get to a school in Forsyth County. Minutes that people who support arming teachers say are valuable.
In that 3 minutes, am I, as Sergeant Wallace with Sergeant Williams over here, am I putting on some sort of identifying information so that when law enforcement gets there at the end of that 3 minutes, again, they don't see me with a weapon trying to sweep campus and think I'm the active shooter.
They're asking me to leave my 20 to go apprehend that one. So what am I doing with my other 20 or my 30 or however large my class? What are you really asking me to do?
And so if somebody wrestles my gun away from me, as long as I can talk.
Wallace has a permit to carry a concealed weapon, but she says she can't imagine taking her gun to school.
And I know when I'm carrying my conceal and carry, it completely changes my focus. I can't imagine being able to pour myself into my classroom and my content, and I think it would actually make me less focused because I'm going to be so worried about where that weapon exactly. I don't think it's going to help me to engage more with my students or my content.
But ask on Facebook and you'll find people who like the idea of teachers packing heat. Melissa said, "I'd so much rather know my kids are in a classroom that is protected by someone who has the proper protection and training." And Dewey said the best choice is armed teachers on the scene.
So top of that, level at the top of that.
School safety is a delicate balance, one educators, lawmakers, and law enforcement are aiming to find. Maddie Gardner, WFMY News 2.
It's an interview you will only see on 2.
And it is difficult for Mindy Stinner, the executive director of the Conservator Center, to talk about that deadly lion attack. But she agreed to sit down with us because she wants to set the record straight about what happened.
I can tell you that I was there.
Mindy Stinner,
Within a minute of the radio call,
was one of the first people on the scene.
and I saw what happened.
On December 30th,
And I know
the day a lion
that Alex Black was not being dragged around the enclosure.
killed Alex Black.
She was gone within the minute.
It's why she disagrees with some parts of this 5-page report from the medical examiner.
It's my belief that the information that was gathered was in the heat of the moment and off of the best information that was available to them in that instant.
Information like a witness quoted in the report saying a ball blocking a gate was the reason the lion was able to get out.
There is no way the ball would be blocking the gate and still allow an animal to move through it.
What you have here is a large cat enrichment ball.
A staff member showed us a ball like the one mentioned in the report on our tour of the center.
It weighs about 70 pounds and is 28 inches in diameter. So while it is challenging for us to manipulate and move, for them, they can bat them around and basically play soccer with them.
So if the ball wasn't a factor,
Mindy, how did the incident on the 30th happen?
I can tell you that if our policies and procedures are followed, our animals are secure, and our people are safe, we believe that the gate that was containing the lion was not properly secured and locked. Hi, baby.
Stinner says there are things she can't talk about pending a state investigation, but she wants to be as open as possible to help people understand what happened.
You know, we're going to be honest because I don't know any other way to be.
Now, it is important to note the medical examiner's report is based off witness statements given to the examiner by a lieutenant with the Caswell County Sheriff's Office. That full report is on our website, but we do want to warn you, some of that information is hard to read.